What is the deal, beautiful people? It's your boy Ramon, Lifestyles Defined. Welcome to another episode of AMA. How this works is you leave your questions in the comment section below, and we will answer them in the upcoming videos. Today's question is from Mark Smith, and Mark says or asks, I have a S6, which is around 2 months old, sorry. Will I be disappointed if I sell it and get a 950 XL? So, this is a double-edged sword. I can only imagine the frustrations you have with that Galaxy, as I do have one myself. The battery life kills me dead. The quirkiness of Android, I can't launch the Facebook app on my phone to save my life. Drives me crazy. There's a lot about the Galaxy that leaves a nasty taste in your mouth in terms of a smartphone experience, but the device is just so sexy. It's crazy. Like, I dealt with the buffoonery of Android because the hardware was so sexy, and I've never really had a phone had that effect on me before. I've always been my productivity first, but that just goes to speak for how great the hardware on the S6 Edge Plus is. But anyway, will you be disappointed? Again, it's the same theme that I ask a lot of the viewers when in regards to switching from any platform to any, specifically switching from iOS or Android to Windows Phone. It's the same the same dead horse that we've been beating for a long time. Apps. You really need to sit down and take a look at what you use on a daily basis on your phone, what apps you use, and then just holler at me, let me know, and I'll gladly respond to your comment and say, nope, you ain't gonna be happy because that app is not here. As you guys saw in the video for me when I did the Android to Windows Phone versus, a lot of what I needed was already here. I'm okay, but I'm just one person. You may be completely different. I'm pretty sure you're completely different. So it's a conversation of, will the apps to keep me happy be on Windows Phone? And if that's not the case, and you're just a very simple guy and you're all about the experience, I think Windows Phone will be very happy with the 950 XL. It's got a better camera. The display is equally as beautiful. The hardware, the design of the 950 requires a lot less finesse to use it. And when I say finesse, anyone that's used the S6 Edge, you know what I'm talking about when I say finesse. You touching the side of the screen by accident, and typing can be a challenging, things like that, and then the improved battery life. But I want to make sure, because I can't speak on Microsoft's behalf at this point, which adds to some of my frustration. I don't know when the software on the 950 and the 950 XL will not be beta. I don't know when it'll be an actual RTM version of what will be running on the phone. So right now there's quirks, and they're acceptable because I'm a Windows whore, and I was in the insider, and I know how to get around these things. I know it's going to get better, but when, I don't know. And I have a hard time telling someone to go in the store, pick up brand new hardware with beta software. No, not cool. So keep that in mind as well. But I think the only thing here, the experience, I think, is a lot better on 950. The hardware, I think, is not as good as the Galaxy, but you can grow to love it. The camera, no, I can't tell you that it's actually better or worse. Better or worse? Can I have just said better? I can't tell you if the camera is better on the 950 because I haven't done my field test yet. That's something I'll be doing this weekend. I'm taking both cameras out and really putting them to work for that comparison on aperture. But I think the camera is equally as capable. I'll say that for sure. It's just as good. So we're right back to the apps. Let me know if it's what's the deal with that, and if I can help you out, I will. Thank you for your question. Questions from Ricardo Brandeo. Hope I pronounced that correctly. He gives us some compliments on the review. Thank you, sir, very much. And he's pretty much saying, I'll read it. I bought a Lumia 640 LTE. to see if I would like the Windows Phone, but the apps don't seem to work the same compared to Android. What do you recommend? His Android phone is a Galaxy Note 3, so it's a bit older. Stay in Android or move to Windows 10. Buy the old Note 4 with the Snapdragon 805, or you buy the Lumia 950. So I think you are halfway to you answering your own question. And this is a theme. We're getting a lot of questions from people looking to switch from Android. We should probably pay attention to why we want to switch from Android. Is it the same issues I had, which is the inconsistency with the software and apps crashing all over the place, battery life being terrible? It wasn't worth it for me. Check those videos out there on the channel. But you did your homework. You got a 640. And you said you noticed the difference between the apps, especially when comparing it to the Android counterparts. That does not change with the Lumia 950 or 950 XL. What you're experiencing there is pretty much what you're going to get if you get the Lumia 950 or the XL. You're just going to get it with newer hardware. Microsoft is sort of, this phone is still a work in progress. And I don't even mean like, it's not production ready. They're still muxing around with a lot of stuff, and a lot of stuff is still buggy. So, I would struggle. I would say you'd get a better experience in terms of just using a phone, your everyday things like web browsing, emailing, texting, phone calls. You may get a better experience on the Windows Phone, but it still comes back to the apps. They're not there, and if you notice the difference and that becomes a problem for you, you might have to walk away from it. Microsoft is not ready for you yet. We ain't there yet. And then in terms of you asked if you should get the old Note 4. No, stay away. I mean, the way I like to think of it when buying a phone is you go big or go home. The Note 3 you like, that's great. I'm very shocked and surprised because I find Android just becomes a dog over time. But if you were to get the Note 5, TouchWiz was not a great thing. And again, I'm surprised you can deal with the version that's on the 3. I would say don't get the Note 4. Save a little longer, put together some more pennies, save another month or two, whatever it is, and try to get you the Note 6. And what is it about the Note that compels you so much? Have you looked at any of the Nexuses? Those are dope phones. Where are you located? Have you looked at the Huawei? Those are dope phones. I think if you can get a OnePlus One minus the NFC buffoonery, I think there are other Android phones that will give you a better experience than a Note. But you got to tell me, are you just a Samsung lover? Then that's okay. I still wouldn't recommend the Note 4. I would say try to get up some more money and get the Note 6. Skip the Note or the 5. I'm sorry. Get the Note 6. So yeah, thank you for your question. I hope I was helpful. This question comes from Joe Martinez, and he says thanks for the video. Joe Martinez, is that my boy? Is that my mentor? And he also says I haven't had a Windows phone since the 920. This release is very enticing. I'd be replacing the Note 5. I know you stated that the Windows Phone OS is not really a finished product at this time. Do you feel the 950 XL can be a great daily driver? Yes, it can be a great daily driver. Yes, it is a great daily driver for me. So this is the same theme. A lot of Android guys are really, they're doing a hopscotch thing on the fence. They want to know if it's worthy to jump in. Stop. Just stop. And it's the same thing I advise. What is important to you? What do you use on your phone? And you really need to sit down and analyze what you do on a daily basis and really pay attention to what you use your phone for. Because again, we all know that the apps aren't here on the Windows Phone, but I feel like the elegance, the stability of the OS and the pluses of the battery and the great camera, I think even though the lack of apps is a big one, I feel like there are a lot of pluses on the Windows Phone that people aren't necessarily aware of. There's iPhone users out there that say, "Oh, iPhone's fine." They think Android's the most sophisticated thing ever. I don't need a fancy phone. That's why I have an iPhone. You know, it's simple and it's easy to use, and that's all I need. I don't need all these apps. Again, you don't need all these apps till you don't have all these apps, and then it becomes a problem. So that's why I'm saying, sit down and pay attention to what you want, what you use your phone for. If you're just a nilly vanilly dude like me, you might be able to rock out. And then there's still that hurdle that you did say, you acknowledge it's not finished, but I think it can be there. And when Microsoft gets this whole Windows as a service thing ready and I start seeing weekly updates on my phone, I think it'll be a worthwhile device. And I think it can be a great driver. But I can't stress enough to take your favorite apps, right, and what you do, and just delete that shit from your Android phone and go a day without it. Welcome to Windows Phone. It's your boy Ramon. Hit me in the comments below if you need me to walk you through any apps that you do use. You want me to see if they're there, and I'll let you know. Like the video if you like it. Subscribe for more. I'm out of here. Peace.